guys. Happy New Year. I haven't posted on YouTube since the end of 2025. My last vlog was my Arizona vlog. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, after this vlog, go watch that one. To start off this year, let's do something a little different. Instead of like a life lately vlog, I currently don't have any immediate travel on the books just yet. So instead of doing a travel vlog, let's talk about some updates that we made to our bedroom. So instead of exchanging Christmas gifts this past holiday season, me and my husband decided to upgrade our bedroom. I didn't really feel like I had a lot of needs this year in terms of what I wanted to get for Christmas. And I'll gladly take a Chanel bag. I could use an update on my Apple Watch, but it's still working. So there wasn't anything that I felt like I absolutely needed this year. I can name on one hand gifts that we've bought each other and we've spent thousands of dollars on, and we religiously use them. And for me, that is my Apple Watch. I use that pretty much every day. I just didn't think it was a year where I just wanted to invest in anything. We needed to make some upgrades to a few things in our bedroom and replace some things that just weren't working anymore, that literally was trash. One thing that we needed was a bigger bed because we have a toddler that still wants to sleep with us, and we have a lot of things happening this year that we want to just like level up on in some areas. My husband is taking on a big role at his job. I'm trying to level up in my career. We deserve rest. We deserve to have rest and have a peaceful slumber so we can get ready to take on the day, take on the week, take on the month, take on the year. So it just made sense for us to make some upgrades to our bedroom. I feel like when we come in our bedroom now, we're just ready to just like unwind and let go of the day and just get ready to take on another day. I can positively say that it has helped a lot in terms of our rest. We definitely feel like just more inspired to get rest, if that makes sense. Like I would do like a little journaling and reading and things like that, but like work, a lot of that has been like saved for like the office, somewhere else outside of this house. Let's go through the details of the upgrades that we made. Now, again, they weren't like major upgrades, but we made some changes in here, and I feel like it would be cute to share them with you guys. Do like a bedroom vlog of the things that we've put in here to like upgrade the bedroom. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get into the upgrades that we made for our bedroom, starting with our bed. So before this king size bed, we had a queen size bed. And we had a queen size bed for a few years for a number of reasons. One was that I was gifted a mattress from one of the clients that I worked for. They were a mattress company. And so once we got that new queen size bed, queen size mattress, it just made sense for us to keep our queen size bed for a while. But once we had our son, it was time for an upgrade. When he was smaller, it was much easier for us to not worry about space and room. But then as he got older and bigger and he still wants to get in a bed with us, it was like we definitely need a bigger bed, and we just needed to invest in getting better sleep. The mattress that we had before wasn't bad, but with a toddler and us navigating careers and all of that, like, we just wanted to make sure that we had a good night's rest, and having more space meant that we would be able to sleep comfortably. So we got this new mattress, and when we got this new mattress, we got it because we slept on a mattress from the same company when we were in Arizona. I will post the company of the mattress company somewhere on the screen, and also link to the actual mattress that we got. But it's a king size bed, and I believe it is fully memory foam, so it's not like a hybrid with memory foam and springs. It's all memory foam. It is a little bit firmer than what I'm used to, but when we were in Arizona, I really feel like I was getting a good night's sleep, and maybe that's just because I didn't have any other responsibilities. And so I was like, this may be a good mattress for us. The one upside of it being a memory foam is that it's not a lot of movement. So if someone's moving on the other side of the bed, I don't necessarily feel it on my side of the bed. It kind of traps that movement. And so I like that for us, as if we have our toddler getting in and out of the bed, it can disrupt someone's sleep. So I've been enjoying it so far. Like I said, it is a little bit more firmer than what I'm used to. And when I'm laying in it, I can't necessarily sink down into it. So that takes an adjustment for me, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't wake up and I have like a crook in my neck. I kind of like that it doesn't allow me to just like sink in it, when I sit down. So safe to say that we have been getting a good amount of sleep, and I think just the additional space in the room has been a lot comfortable for everyone. And I feel like my toddler has been, like, because of the new bed, he wants to get in the bed with us more. We also bought him his own twin size mattress for his room from the same company as well, which I was hoping that would help him get comfortable with sleeping in his bed. And he doesn't sleep in our bed every night, and he doesn't want to sleep in our bed every night, but he has those moments where he just wants to get in the bed with his parents, and that's okay. But we bought him a similar mattress, just in a twin size, and I think he's been enjoying that as well. For the actual bed frame, we got this bed frame from Wayfair. I have been liking the switch from an upholstered, I believe, headboard, and then this like corduroy type of headboard. I've been loving it a lot. The headboard is a little bit shorter than the headboard we had before. The headboard we had before was a little bit taller, so it came up higher up against our wall. But I like this plushy vibe. It just feels a little bit more cozy, and it just feels a little bit more, I don't know, like, it just gives us a little bit more of a cozy vibe, and I like that a lot. What I really like about this bed is that it has storage drawers underneath. So we've been able to add bedding under there, some extra pillows that we have. We've been using it for a little bit of clothing storage too. We honestly need to get rid of some more of, like, it's just like the t-shirts that you accumulate over the years that, like, we need to get rid of them. And we do go through our clothes quite often, but somehow they just keep coming. Like, the t-shirts just never end. So we have some storage underneath for additional sheets and stuff. There are 2 drawers on both sides. And then there's Velcro inside so that it attaches to the bed and we don't have to worry about it like just sliding out. But that was one of the big selling points for me for this bed from Wayfair, was the fact that it had drawers underneath for additional storage, because we need storage for our additional linen and things like that. Now let's get into the wallpaper. So this is I've been wanting to repaint this room for a while, but I just didn't have the energy, and I didn't and I couldn't fathom like actually painting, moving everything out of here to paint. Like, when will we have the time to do that? So I was like, what could we do to change up the vibe in this room? Because when we purchased this house, every room in this house, pretty much everywhere in this house, was painted with this dull, cheap gray paint that when they were selling the house, I get it. Like, they were just trying to get it on the market, not trying to invest that much into it. I get it. But the paint was so cheap that, like, if I'm shea butter down, so it's like if I rub up against the wall, it's leaving a mark of like oils and like even dirt. Like, walls get dirty, they do, but the way that these walls got dirty, it was just like bad. So I didn't really want to do a full repaint, if I'm being honest. I really just wanted these upgrades in our bedroom to be kind of quick. So I was like, let's try to add a wallpaper to the background and see if that changes it a little bit, and just make like a statement wall. We can leave the rest of the walls as they are. I put the different options of the wallpaper that I wanted to use on my Instagram story and had people vote. And they voted for a similar one. This isn't the exact one, but the reason why we didn't go with the one that everyone voted on was because it was a little bit more expensive than we anticipated for as many like rows that we had to get. So I was like, it's not that serious. Let's try to find something that's similar. And we did find something. And that's what we found. This is what we found. And so once we put up the wallpaper, it just made the rest of the room look dingy. Like, it was not working. So we did have to get another paint. We went with a lighter gray, something that could play off of the wallpaper, and I think it matched it pretty well, if I do say so myself. I think it was better because the wallpaper just was so new and the walls were just so dingy that we had no choice but to paint it. So we painted it with a lighter gray instead of like this dull gray, and so it was able to match one of the tones in the wallpaper. I don't know, my husband describes the room now as like, it's just so inspiring. Like, it's just, and your bedroom doesn't necessarily have to be inspiring in like a creative way, because like your bedroom should be like your bedroom. It's where you come to rest. But when we come in here now, it feels like we're just inspired to get rest, inspired to be cozy. And we should, because we work hard, we go out into the world, we do everything that we need to do. And we come home, you just want to relax. So I definitely feel like the wallpaper, it just elevates the space a lot more in the way that we wanted it to. So, quick story about the pictures that are on our wall. We made these pictures in 2020 during the pandemic, and this was before we got married. And so we were just looking for things to do and keep us busy during the pandemic, obviously, like everybody else. And so we were like painting pictures, doing crafts and stuff like that. And then we ended up making some photos that we felt like would go well in our bedroom. And this is before we even redid our bedroom and all of that. But I feel like these would be nice to like keep in our bedroom, because it just reminds us of that time. The COVID pandemic was such a pivotal time for everybody. But also too, 2020 was the year that we got married. So I wanted to keep the pictures. And then the picture in the middle was one of the pictures that we took during our engagement shoot in 2019, I believe. And so I felt like the pictures were a nice touch to keep in the bedroom. I didn't want to get rid of those. My goal was to add some gold overhead lights, and hopefully by the time I finish editing this vlog, that the lights would have arrived. I ordered them from Home Depot. I don't know what's taking so long for them to arrive. Maybe it's the snow. But hopefully by the time that I edit this vlog, I can show you all what it actually looks like to have the lights over the photos. It's just kind of like another added touch, and they will be gold to kind of like play off the rest of the gold that is accented throughout the bedroom. Where we got these pictures framed, I can't remember, but we did order some frames for the pictures that we painted, and then I believe we just sent the photo to some company that framed our engagement shoot photo for us, and it just matched really well with the other two frames that we got for the pictures that we actually painted. Okay, the drapery. So we got new curtain rods. So I got the curtain rods, these gold curtain rods from IKEA, and then the drapes I got from Wayfair, and these are blackout curtains. So, and they work really well. Like, if I close that curtain, it will be completely dark in here. And I was unsure about how well they would work because we have blackout curtains for my son's room, and they're a lighter shade as well, and they still let some light in. But these get the job done. And we need blackout curtains in here because the sun rises on this side of the house, and like in the morning, mostly like in the spring, summer, and things like that, when it's bright earlier in the day, it will be bright in here. It will be bright in here, and it will disrupt your sleep. The curtains that we had before didn't come all the way down to the ground. They were black, and they were just some curtains that we had previously before we even moved into this house, and we just kept them. But again, I wanted to do like some upgrades that would just kind of like, again, elevate the space and make it feel like a little bit more homey, a little bit more like you want to be in here. And so I really like how it kind of just changes the room in that way. And then the thickness of these curtains is pretty well, like they are pretty good quality. I'm thinking about, this might be doing too much. Y'all let me know. I want to get like one of those devices that will open your curtains for you at a certain time. Is that too much? Because I could just like, it's not like it's that far, like I could get up, but I just, like sometimes you gotta lean into the fantasy. You gotta lean into the fantasy a little bit. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. But I wanted to get something like that can like open our curtains for us. So like every morning, at a certain time, like it just opens up the space and stuff. And so these are the curtains that we have for the bedroom. Guys can't see the full dresser in this shot, but this dresser, again, we needed a new dresser for our bedroom. Like the old one that we had, like I don't even feel comfortable showing like before and afters, if I'm being honest. But it has 9 drawers in there. You can see like how thick it is, so we can fit some stuff in there. Honestly, it's still not, in my opinion, like ideal for like clothing, a lot of clothing and things like that, but it works for now. But we got this from Wayfair as well, and it sits higher than the one that we had. The one that we had maybe came like a little bit lower. So I like how high this feels. Like it just feels more comfortable to like be able to like grab stuff off of and things like that. Yeah, and I think the height of it also just kind of like elevates it as well, because imagine our TV being up here and then our dresser all the way down here. It just wasn't a good like height space wise. Yeah, we're keeping the stuff on the dresser kind of minimal. I got this cute rock from when we were in Arizona, and I feel like it would have been cute for our bedroom because I knew we were going to be making like some upgrades to it. So I was like, let's get that for this. And then like just some other pieces that we already had. Like I already had this like little dish. We already had these like books, these like coffee table books already on our already, and so just added that back into it. We already had that vase. I did end up buying that reed diffuser just for like some added scents and stuff like that, and then just place the rest of the stuff that we already had, like our Alexa and then our diffuser up here. So a lot of the upgrades that in our bedroom, we were just kind of using what we already had, but just upgrading some of the pieces throughout. So we still have this space right here, and I'm not like about like everything needs to be filled in a space. Like that's not me. But what I envisioned for this was like maybe a cute like wet bar for our bedroom. So like a small little mini coffee station, maybe a mini fridge with some waters and stuff like that. But then I thought about it and I was like, that feels like more work for me to maintain. if I add all of that here. Like to have to clean out another coffee machine, to have to like clean out another mini fridge. It just doesn't seem like the easeful life that I'm trying to live. So I am kind of leaning towards not having that there anymore, which sucks because I was like, if our house was bigger, a little bit bigger, and our bedroom was bigger, I think it would make a little bit more sense to have like a cute little coffee station right here, with like the mini fridge, like I said. But because we can just easily go downstairs and get whatever we need, I kind of talk myself out of it at this point. But what I am thinking about is maybe getting like one of those faux olive trees to put right here, just to bring even more life into the space, because I feel like with everything that's going on in here, like it feels good. It feels good. But because again, like it can get kind of dark in here because the lighting in here isn't that great, I wanted to just add a little bit of like something that could bring a little bit more life back into it. And on top of that, with the gray tint, like, you know, it can sometimes feel a little like moody, which isn't bad for like a bedroom. I feel like, you know, your bedroom should be the place again where you come to just kind of unwind and not necessarily be stimulated. So I felt like a nice tree will add like maybe a little bit of life into the space. And so y'all let me know what y'all think, if you think we should get like an olive tree, or if you have any other ideas as to what we should do. Maybe I just put a basket there for like extra blankets, like throw blankets that we have, or I don't know. The Instagram folks did a great job of helping us choose some wallpaper for our bedroom. So let me see what y'all got, YouTube. Let me see what y'all got. What should we do with this space? We can go ahead and get into these lamps that we bought. We needed to get a new lamp. We had 2 lamps in our room, but one of them got broken. I still had the one that we had previously, but we've since got rid of that now that we got these new lamps, because I really wanted us to both have a lamp. So I wanted to brighten up the room a little bit, because, you know, it's gray, a little bit of gray, a little gray on the walls here, gray wallpaper. And to be honest, the lighting in here isn't that great anyway. I feel like it gives like almost 80s vibe a little bit, like, y'all know what I mean, like the 80s, like, and how like the interior items and like home items, the interior decor, how it kind of like had like all of these like fans and stuff like that, and very like white, and like it kind of gives 80s, and I like the vibe of the 80s a little bit. These lamps are from Walmart. I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but they're from Walmart, and I will have them linked as well. Now let's get into the nightstands. Part of the reason why we decided to do an upgrade for our entire bedroom was because we needed new nightstands, like desperately. We previously had the nightstands that we previously had were from Wayfair as well, and then they were just worn, I guess. So it was time. We both needed new nightstands, and so we landed on this one. What I really like about this nightstand is that it also has the outlets, so that we can easily plug up like any devices and things like that. And then it has the port for both like the USB-C, I believe is the port, and then a regular USB, and then also just regular outlet ports as well. So that makes it really easy for us to like plug up our phones. We will have sometimes a camera up for our Tyler in his room, and we can pull up his camera on like an iPad, and we can just like keep it charged on the nightstand, things like that. Apple Watches, all of that. So love that. I feel like we were stepping into the new era with the outlets inside of the dresser, and it has 2 drawers, which I think is enough for nightstands. I would like for more storage would be ideal, but most our bedroom isn't that big, so I didn't want to, I wanted to prioritize the space for the bed more than the space for the nightstands, if that makes sense. So we opted for a smaller nightstands, and it has 2 drawers. And the gold, I feel like, matches with like the gold that accent that we have going on throughout the bedroom. So space in here for us to get like a couple, maybe a drawer with some clothes, and then like a drawer for like little throwaway, like catch-all, like knickknacks. I keep like my journal in there, my like supplements and things like that, and vitamins and pills that I take like every morning in one of the drawers, and then the other drawers I have like personal clothing items. The other thing that I wanted to get, like one more thing to add to the upgrades, is a rug. And I have one in mind. I just haven't bought it yet because 2026 is already putting me in a blender, and I'm just like, what is happening? So well, we can talk about that on a different vlog. But I think adding a little rug to just add a little bit more cozy to the space, because we have hardwood floors, and it's not bad, but I feel like a rug will add just like a little bit more cozy to the bedroom. But that's it. I will be adding all the links to the caption. Y'all let me know if y'all have any other ideas of what we can do to the space. And if y'all made it this far, thank y'all so much. I will see y'all on the next vlog.